Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming at you with absolutely no makeup because I'm gonna do a get ready with me. I know, it's been a while. For those of you who don't know, I used to be a beauty guru, beauty blogger, beauty vlogger. You know, yes. I mean, you can see the videos if you go back in time in my channel. They're all beauty videos. So yes, before I started talking about manga and anime, I was talking about makeup and trying not to screw up my hair while re-dyeing it for like I don't even know what time. So yes. So I thought today was a good time to throw it back, get ready, and have a chat with you about manga related stuff. The topic that I want to discuss today, and I kind of touched up on it a little bit in my Q&A video, it's the whole collecting thing, because there's been a lot of discourse about it, especially on TikTok, about what is acceptable, what is excessive, how can people collect 1,000 volumes in a year. So let's talk about that, because I'm in that boat. I wasn't aware that I had acquired, 1,000 until I did my Google document. Like, I knew I had a lot, but the way things are spread out, I have a lot of my collection in my working area, some in my bedroom. I double stack, so it doesn't look like that much, especially not when you compare it to other collectors that have everything just in a single line, and there's just bookshelves after bookshelves after bookshelves. It's like a whole room full of bookshelves. My personal collection is a lot more condensed, and like I mentioned, I do like double stacking, so it saves you a lot of room, but also kind of fools the eyes into thinking you don't have that many volumes. But I did end up with a lot of volumes. So yeah, let's discuss this, because I feel like a lot of times the people that do get called out, or kind of either called out, shamed, or referenced to, are always female collectors. Always female collectors, because there's plenty of male collectors that have a whole entire room for manga and no one bats an eye. They can have a whole room of manga, fancy PC to play games, video game consoles. Some of them also collect other things, figures, merchandise, other things, and no one bats an eye. But when a girl does it, then it's suddenly like, oh my god, that's excessive. Are you rich? How do you get the money? I'm gonna speak as a female collector. Just like our male counterparts, we have jobs. We have jobs, we save money. I will say probably the very minority of us are rich. Most of us probably have a regular job and just choose to spend our money collecting things that make us happy, whether that be Sailor Moon merchandise, Magical Girl merchandise, manga. I also happen to collect vinyl records, pins, and thanks to social media, we can find this community of like-minded people. So I feel like that's where a lot of people are sharing their collection, just to form those connections with other collectors that like the same things. I do think that maybe, again, the minority will share stuff to brag. Most of us are just sharing to, just build friendships and connections with people, like-minded people. I didn't think I would find people that like the same things I do. Thanks to the power of the internet, that's happened, but yeah, it does make me sad. A lot of times with collecting communities, there's a moment that's all happy, like, oh my god, yes, you're collecting this, you go girl, like, way to go, like, it's super supportive. And then we reach a point that the jealousy comes through, the judgmental comments come through. I mean, I think it was bound to happen to the manga community as well. I think it's been not completely drama-free, but it was bound to happen. It was bound to happen. As an older collector, I have always stressed, especially for younger collectors, not to get stressed and not to feel like you need to catch up to us. You don't need to catch up to the collectors like myself that have amassed a lot of volumes in a short amount of time. Things that you need to consider that I have mentioned before is, many of us have found ourselves in a good financial place because of quarantine, the pandemic, the stimulus checks. We weren't going out, we weren't spending money on gas and other necessities that, without realizing it. You know, they would add up really quickly in day-to-day life, like going out to lunch, going out to get coffee with your friends. All those things that were gone during the pandemic, no traveling, rarely shop for clothes during the pandemic other than like sweats. So I found myself with money, more money than I thought I would have in my savings account. And from there, I just started collecting Sailor Moon stuff because I didn't have the opportunity to have much merchandise as a kid. I found myself in a position where I wanted to make my inner child happy and just, you know, collect the things that I wish I had as a kid. So that's what I did. And then I started collecting manga as well. My intention was only to collect Sailor Moon. I've mentioned it before, that was my goal, and I did. I collected it. When I collected Sailor Moon, I not only collected, let's zoom in a little bit. I not only collected the 12 volumes of the series, but also Sailor V and the short stories. So my first haul was 14 volumes. And then from there, I just started finding other stuff. Got Fruits Basket, got Komi, got Perfect World. Then came Sweat and Soap, Watakoi, all of that. And Watakoi just picked up the 4 volumes at once. It just started little by little. Like things that I would pick up and then read, and then I discovered, well, I had gone to Book Off before, but then I started going more regularly, and little by little it was like, you know, I found a $5 volume of manga. The French manga is usually like $3 to $5 at Book Off. Japanese manga can be anywhere from $2 to $5. Most of it is 2 or 3 though. And yeah, little by little, started just collecting. Have I spent a decent amount of money on manga? Yes, but we can all agree that we have. I have, at least. Have I been spending that money on manga and not doing other stuff? Yes. I personally haven't traveled in a while. I used to go to a lot of concerts as well. I have gone to a few here and there, but definitely nothing compared to before. So yeah, most of my money is going to manga. Another thing that I wanted to discuss, especially with collectors that have a lot in their possession, is accessibility, which is something that I feel like doesn't get brought up a lot. I did mention Book Off, and my collection would easily not be the size that it is if it wasn't for Book Off and other secondhand either bookstores or secondhand options like eBay, Amazon resellers, Libris, also Mercari. If I was buying everything retail price, yeah, I don't think it would be as big of a collection as it currently is. There is no way I could afford the collection that I have if everything was purchased at retail value. Each individual volume of manga is usually what, between $10 and, let's say with Kodansha is like 16. So let's say the average cost of a single American volume is about $13, maybe even higher because some manga is close to 20 bucks. But if you buy secondhand, and a lot of times you can find pretty good deals on not so much secondhand bookstores, but resellers online, Facebook Marketplace, Mercari, eBay. You can sometimes find lots for a really good price. And some people, especially if they live in a larger city, have more options to find these really great deals. Others that don't live in a huge metropolitan city do not. And yeah, I've been able to pick up multiple volumes at a single time at a good price. I'm not going to complain about that. And whenever I see someone else, have really good luck online, it makes me happy for them. Like, it's amazing to see what people can find at a good price. There's people taking advantage of new collectors. Yeah, so if people can find a good deal, honestly, that makes me super, super happy for them. I decided to go with an Akitoya inspired eye look. That's Akito and Toya from Project Sekai Colorful Stage. So yeah, I found myself in a pretty good spot, enough to, go for it and collect things. Will I always be in this spot? I can tell you, no. Right now, my spending has gone down, especially if I compare it to, you know, what I was spending last year on manga, which is fine because I was collecting when I could. Right now, I'm not able to buy as much as I was last year, and that is completely fine. Let's say maybe next year I won't be able to buy anything at all. At least I have stuff in my collection that I can read and enjoy. So it's not, I don't feel the pressure to be constantly buying. And I know there's new volumes that have come out recently, even from series that I'm reading and collecting, but I don't feel that anxiety to run off to the store and get it just because I have other stuff that I need to read. As I've mentioned, and I mean, you're watching me do my makeup, I used to be part of the beauty community. That community was very focused in hauls, and huge hauls. Like huge. Like, I know a lot of people say the manga community is crazy with going shopping in hauls. Yeah. That you would feel the pressure to constantly be going to Sephora and Target and getting the new releases, especially as content creators. You had to be the first one to spot it in stores, buy it, review it, use it in videos, because there were people constantly searching up reviews. So if you got yours up, that video was probably going to, you know, bring a lot of exposure to your channel and also bring you good AdSense money. So there was that pressure. I can safely tell you now that I'm making more manga-centric content, I don't feel that pressure at all. Like, none whatsoever. I don't think people are looking out for reviews on the latest volumes. Yeah, it's just, you know, I post videos on things that I like, whether that be more niche or something more, you know, well known, like a Jujutsu Kaisen or, I don't know, a Chainsaw Man, Spy Family. Like, I just post what I like. People like it, great. If people don't, then you can just keep scrolling. But yeah, I don't feel that pressure to keep up with manga, and I really hope other collectors don't feel that pressure either. Collect at your own pace. It's something that I've always made a point in saying, and I will keep mentioning it because I do feel that everyone needs to collect at their own pace. Don't worry about what I'm doing. Don't worry about what X content creator is doing. You know, you can admire collections, maybe aspire to have one that size one day, whether that takes you a year to acquire, 16 years to acquire, 7, I don't know, but just collect at your own pace. And if you collect multiple things, just make sure to prioritize what's more important. I know I mentioned that I also collect other things like vinyl records and enamel pins. So at the moment, I haven't purchased a record in a while. I haven't fallen in love with like an album enough to purchase it physically. I did pre-order the Bell one, but that's because I know I really like that soundtrack. But apart from that, I haven't purchased any at all this whole year. When it comes to pins, I definitely slowed down. I went a little pin crazy in 2020. I slowed down in 2021. A lot of them are pre-orders, or I'll usually wait for Cyber Monday, Black Friday sales, and that's when I buy them because they're on sale. Whenever I do a pin haul, that's usually me waiting around for like 2 to 3 months. I could be putting the pins back in their boards by just put them in a box until I can record something. At the end of the day, it's my money. It makes me so happy seeing, you know, my collection. And whenever I do look at my manga collection or my pin collection or anything, to me, it's just a reminder of, you know, of my work. Having an adult job, an office job, is not fun. So if you're a collector that has found themselves with a lot of volumes and kind of seeing these comments online of people just misunderstanding the size of your collection, don't feel guilty, don't feel ashamed of, you know, what you basically achieved. Really, don't let anyone spoil your happiness. And that being said, on the other side of the spectrum, if you are just starting collecting, don't feel ashamed or pressured to build this large collection because no one is, you know, it's not a race. It's really not a race to build a huge library of manga. I've been fortunate enough And I will always admit that there's a lot of privilege that comes with collecting, even more privilege when it comes to collecting stuff from other countries. Other countries like France and Mexico, and I have mentioned this before, often do promotions, buy two for the price of one. I got the whole Throwback collection, that's 10 volumes for around $37 US. If I wanted to collect 10 volumes of Throwback, which is printed by Viz Shoujo Beat, that would have been $100. So for a little over a third of the price, I got the full collection in Spanish. Yeah, that also contributes to the amount of volumes that I've had. So there's always things that people need to be more mindful of. I also always wait for sales when I purchase stuff. That's the Mexican in me, to always try to save money when I can. And also, if you don't like something in your collection, sell it. Get rid of it. You don't have to spend and waste space on something that doesn't bring you joy, like Marie Kondo would say. If it doesn't, get it out. I hope this video has made you more mindful of the different styles of collecting. Some people have been collecting for years, since their childhood. Others started when they were teens. Others started when they were adults during quarantine, like I did. Each of us have our own journey. Each of us have our own budget. I would like to know more about you guys. How did you get started with collecting? And if you're a male collector, do you get those comments like female collectors do? Because I mean, I follow a decent amount of male collectors and I've never seen comments like us female collectors get. Like, we get it a lot. Whether we go on, you know, on TikTok live, people will start asking about like where we got the money to do that. And I'm not saying that this is hard to deal with. It's just kind of annoying having to repeat yourself that it's money that that you earned working a regular job, and that's it. Like, it's really not that hard of a concept to understand. So yeah, let me know what your guys' experience is. In terms of my personal collection, I don't see myself expanding. I have no room to expand at the moment. So the shelving that you see right now is pretty much what I'm going to be stuck with for at least the entirety of this year. So that's why I've definitely slowed down quite a bit. Also, I've just acquired what I wanted to acquire. Like, I've gotten my Sailor Moon collection to what I like it. Cardcaptor is complete. Tsubasa is complete. I have a few clamp titles that I really want, so I'm going to focus my attention on those. I got Jujutsu Kaisen already. I'm all cut up, except with the newest one that just came out. Read that as well. Chainsaw Man, all cut up, all read as well. So I think my collection at the moment is just, I'm cut up with what I wanted to collect, which makes me very happy. So yeah, I think I'm like finally at a place where I'm like, yes, this is my collection. This is my manga library. And again, it makes me very happy. You know what? I'm done with this look and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. This is further proof that Akitoya is canon. Akitoya real, okay? And in case you're curious, I used the Van Gogh palette from Musée Beauty. They recently changed their name, so I forgot their name, but I will link it down below. But yeah, I hope you had you know, a nice time hearing me ramble about collecting. Collecting is fun. It's definitely a lot of fun. Not only collecting manga, but collecting anything that makes you happy. It's fun. Just be financially responsible. Know your limits. Try to budget the best you can with what you earn. Definitely take care of your bills first. Set some money for savings. And then whatever you allocate for, you know, leisurely spending, then you can spend it on manga and figures and pins and records and CDs and whatever else you like. So just be responsible. Don't feel stressed out. Don't feel overwhelmed with all the manga hauls and collections and, you know, tweets and all of that. Just collect at your own pace. If you do find yourself in a situation where you're trying to buy secondhand but you don't know if you're getting a good deal or not, honestly, I feel like a lot of us in the manga, you know, content creating community will be more than happy to take a look at that listing and let you know if you're getting a good deal or not. If you ever you know, find yourself in that situation, like feel free to DM me. I'm more than happy to help you out and let you know if you're getting a good deal or you're getting scammed. And if you're a larger collector like I am, don't let like tweets and other comments bring you down, because it's really easy to feel guilty for the collection that you built. But at the same time, I can look at everything and I know that it took me hours of work to be able to afford all of this. So none of this came with like just the snap of my fingers. It was a lot of work. A lot of times I would spend, you know, I would do overtime. You know, I would try to reach my bonuses so I could be able to afford a little bit more that paycheck. I mentioned before, I also have multiple sources of income, so social media stuff does play a big role. So maybe I would push myself to go on live a little bit more, post a few more videos. My hard work that I can visually see. Some people choose to have their hard work invested in more stocks or just, you know, saving it up, and I just choose to spend it. There it is. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Yeah, if you want more content, make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Not Instagram, but you can follow me on Instagram too. TikTok and Twitter. That's where I'm most active. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I've been talking a lot. So thank you so much. See you later. Go play some Project Sakai colorful stage.